Hi, welcome. Oh, do I live on YouTube? Am I live? 1 second. 1 second. I need to check something. enjoy, enjoy my slideshow for a few seconds. Okay, so small story about this. Well, there's no story really. I just saw this on my feed just now, and I kind of want to watch it with you guys, wherever you guys are, if there's anyone watching at all. Oh, Oh no, I should not have shown that Spider-Man on YouTube. I have to take that out of my important images. 1 second, I need to check my stream. I always need to check my stream. Because there's always something that goes wrong with it for whatever reason. Just like some streamers. Oh, okay. Alright. I am live. Alright, back to the video. Wow, scary. One second, my guy. Alright. Alright, let's watch some. I wonder if I'm gonna DMC.
Marine Corps boot camp is probably the most degrading experience available to a person who does not plan on going to prison.
So true, so real.
Public perception of recruit training centers on images of physical challenge and young men pushed to their limit, becoming something harder than they were before.
Yes, so true, so real.
The Marine Corps spends a great deal of money on advertising to maintain this perception.
Yes, they do.
It is an appealing image and one that flatters everyone involved. Those who have experienced it get to present themselves as having endured an almost superhuman trial, while the institution gets to portray itself as a proving ground for exceptional warriors. Most Marines are happy to leave this impression in place because it reflects well on us. Their reality is not as exciting and also considerably more stupid. Boot camp is not, for the most part, physically difficult. It is designed to be passed, because a recruit who fails is a waste of the months of time and money that has already been spent getting him to this point.
That is so true. Millions of dollars just to go through all the bureaucracy.
And so the bar is set at a level that an average person of below average determination will eventually graduate. While not difficult, the experience is uniquely miserable and degrading, for reasons which will be the focus of this video.
Short thing about that, man. When I had military training, it was only a couple of years ago, and it's like I think, yeah, like a lot of the stuff has changed. Well, I didn't take the Marine Corps, but like a different military. Maybe I'll talk about that one day. But like, I don't know. It's actually a lot more relaxing, and I wished I had the Marine Corps experience. Like I wish, like there was that bus, and I got off, and I had to line up, and they started yelling at me immediately, and a bunch of other stuff, even hazing. Apparently, hazing is not allowed anymore. Hazing, as in like you get tied down in your bed and they throw water on you, like not like the sergeants. I mean the drill instructors and commanding officers and whoever is training in whatever military. But like other recruits like who were like part of your bunk and stuff. Like they sometimes they like if you do something bad or something annoying, and they would just like tie you down, throw water on you, or do some other prank, which is funny in my opinion. Yes, very funny. I wish I had that, but everyone was kind of shy and nice in this day and age. Back in the day, I heard it's pretty fun, pretty very funny in my opinion. I wish I had that experience, but yeah, it was actually very chill. Everyone was Actually, a lot of people were like, everyone now, they were like tired, stressed out, and yeah, just like everything that a normal adult life, depressed. And that was like the average soldier, recruit that I had to be in. We actually lost like half our platoon during training, due to injuries, which is like crazy to think about. Everyone was like really weak. Like that says a lot of how much times have changed. Marines are very hardcore for sure. All right, back to the video.
I went through recruit training in 2014, and while some of what I describe may have since been reformed, renamed, or quietly discontinued, I doubt the
Yes,
essential character of the experience has changed much.
I hope not. But yeah, it has changed a lot for sure. Oh my god, I get to have long hair, and sometimes I saw someone wear a beret with an afro. It was so funny. Like the beret was just sitting on top of their afro. Oh my god. It was well, my CEOs called it unprofessional. And yeah, it looked silly. But it was interesting.
A recruit's first few days on
Oh yeah, another weird story actually. One of my COs, they actually trained COs is commanding officer for those who don't know. I remember like hearing someone like they had a recruit who just wore like cat ears through the whole training, and normally that wouldn't be like allowed, but they did well, and then so they allowed them to wear it, and he actually graduated, which was like interesting. And uh yeah, I guess that tells you how much times have changed. They're very lenient now compared to back in the day. Yeah, no, I still held up most of the traditions, kind of. Like me and my friend, like we asked like if we should cut our hair, and they told us we didn't have to, but before we even went to the school, we got our hairs cut together. Well, not together, but like separately. Like we had really nice hair, and then we both said like, I don't know, should I cut my hair? Like, yeah, I'm gonna go cut my hair, maybe. And then we all of a sudden we both went to cut our hair. But and it was weird too. We couldn't even recognize each other completely. And we, but anyway, that's a funny story. I'll talk about that later. My recruit journey. I mean,
the depot are known as receiving week. There is no training during this period, and it mostly consists of standing still while being yelled at.
yeah, the break-in period to get used
Recruits
to
are
military.
told that they are no longer permitted to use the first person pronoun and must now refer to themselves in the third person as this recruit.
Yes.
This minor forced grammatical change is a remarkably effective way of suggesting to a person that he is no longer entirely himself.
Yes, the property of the government.
Even his call home is not really his own. A recruit lines up to make a brief phone call to his family to tell them that he has arrived alive. The words he is allowed to say are printed on a script posted on the wall, which is read aloud like a hostage statement.
Okay, there's something about this actually. A lot of people don't know how to communicate very well, and I think this is actually a really good example, as in to learn from the first things, like the last thing they said, like, well, let's go back. Yeah, yeah, like all the core of the communication right here, like the greeting, and then who you are, and then the actual body, like what what's going on, what to see, what and what to expect, and all that stuff. And then the last closing is like, I love you, goodbye. Yeah, people don't do that, which is like, I don't know, like I kind of messed up actually. Like people don't know how to talk anymore, and I find like this is good practice to actually learn how to communicate. And actually, in military, you need to be excellent communicators, because like if you're not clear, well, your chances of survival are, well, probably almost zero. I'm not even kidding you. Okay, let's continue.
posted on the wall, which is read aloud like a hostage statement.
Next time I contact you, I'll be my post now. I love you. Goodbye.
The processing is tedious and bureaucratic, broken up by brief displays of institutional violence, the first of which is often a recruit's first haircut. Recruits are shaved bald in a matter of seconds by civilian barbers working in an assembly line. The clippers are run over the scalp with little attention to what is on it, and a recruit with a mole or skin tag will usually have it taken off by the blades along with the hair. It is not uncommon to see recruits with blood pouring down their faces as they are waved away by disinterested barbers working at speed. Over the following days, recruits will spend most of their waking hours being moved through an endless series of processing stations designed to take a human being and convert them into a series of data points that can be tracked on a spreadsheet.
Yes.
They will be sized and fitted for their uniforms, issued gear, and be given various medical and dental exams and vaccinations.
Yes.
At this point, a recruit is beginning to learn something that will hold true for the remainder of his career in the military. The people with authority over him will come in two forms. The first are the military personnel, mainly drill instructors, who are selected from among the most capable Marines available and are bound by an extensive list of rules about what they may and may not do to a recruit. In practice, the requirements to become a drill instructor are not particularly high, and the rules are bent or broken at least as often as they are followed. But for the most part, the role of a drill instructor is a persona that he has been trained to perform, one which reveals very little of the real man underneath it. Typically, he is a sincere professional who believes in the values of the institution and takes his duties seriously. The job does allow for, and in fact requires, cruelty, but even that is usually just part of the performance. The second type of authority,
Yeah, actually, when you say like not high, what's it called, qualifications? Yeah, there is. It's pretty high, in my opinion. Well, I mean, I guess for a soldier, it's not that high. Like, you do have to have combat experience. Like, you can't just like go into train someone without combat experience and don't know how to actually understand the kind of stress that you actually have to go through. And yeah, cruelty. Well, that's also true. It's just supposed to be cruel. Like the Marine Corps are basically kind of a special force. Well, actually, they are a special force with the Navy. And well, and the kind of cruelty you're gonna experience in the real world is far worse than training, bro. Like, yeah, they're supposed to be cruel, and it is a game. It's a game, but it's not a game. That's what I always hear. Like, like you're supposed to act a certain way, but yeah, also in real life, you're not gonna be, folding a sock or making your bed a certain way all the time. But like when you get used to it, yeah, you do, because like making your bed is your first accomplishment of the day. And actually, when you keep doing that in the rest of your life, you actually appreciate it. Like you actually accomplish something. Like because like out of everything that is not accomplished in the day, like even if your mission has failed or anything like that, you still have a really nice bed. And just like actually, it might seem small, but like actually thinking and knowing about that, like it actually feels really nice because like because like you can look at it and then smile like, yeah, I accomplished this. That's nice. I know, like it might seem really weird, but like I don't know how to explain it. Like yeah, out of everything that can go wrong, at least you did something right the first thing in the morning. That kind of feeling. And also like yeah, like just military training is like they try to simulate how it's like in real life, but they can't fully, like they're cruel because they won't try to simulate the stress the kind of stress you go through. Like the way like if you've seen a few clips back, like how they throw things around or yell at each other. Yeah, that's very realistic actually. So like your guys, your friends, actually how do what do you call them? Your other soldiers, your brother in arms. To me, I call them coworkers. Like, yeah, your coworkers. Like you're gonna be yelling at each other for sure. Like, it's gonna be extremely stressful. Like, you don't want to mess up. And if someone messes up, you're gonna yell at them for sure to make sure it's clear. But not yell at them in the sense that you're actually angry at them most of the time. You're just yelling at them to get them like proper attention to like the job that needs to be done. You know what I mean? So like, sit like if you're under fire and all that, like you're gonna have to yell and get that attention out there, and it is gonna be stressful. So like, you have to do your job if it's stressful. Like, you have to accomplish that your task anyway, because like the enemy's not gonna wait. They're gonna keep shooting you, and a lot of debris is gonna fall around if like bombs hit you, and like, yeah, things are gonna fly around all the time. So yeah, you have to tie them down and like actually handle it regardless of like the stress around you. Like, in real life, it's gonna be a lot more stressful for sure. Like, and the drill sergeants are going to like try to simulate that for sure. Like, it's cruel, but war is more cruel than training. Training is just a game for sure. uh, oh man.
Recruit will encounter are civilian contractors, consisting of the barbers, tailors, and administrative staff who process recruits into the system. At first, a recruit is usually inclined to see them as a kind of safe harbor. They are not Marines, and they are not screaming at him. They look like ordinary adults, the sort of people who, in the world he left a few days ago, he would normally expect to treat him with common courtesy or even sympathy.
Yeah, it's a weird experience actually. Seeing
in reality,
civilians.
the civilian employees are the inverse of the drill instructors in almost every sense. They are held to no standard, hold no values, and their behavior is a direct reflection of the real person. For most of them, the petty authority they are allowed to wield over a frightened, bald teenager is the most authority they will wield over anyone. They carry an air of weary contempt, as though the recruit has personally inconvenienced them by requiring the services that they are paid to provide. To the recruit, this is the first sign of his new status. He will be routinely humiliated and treated with contempt by the most insignificant employees on the depot, and he has no recourse at all. There is no longer anyone whose job it is to care how he is treated.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that experience is actually kind of like that. It's weird. I remember like going through a lot of the stuff, and like soldiers were actually and others of higher rank who guide you around and stuff. Like, they actually talk to you in a more human way, which is weird. And then when you actually talk to like the contractors or civilians, they're very, how do we say it, like, cold. Yeah, they feel cold and kind of like robots, actually, in my opinion. Not like oh, actually, yeah, they do feel like with like their job, like you kind of feel like you're inconveniencing them. I mean, sorry, inconvening. What's the word? Like, yeah, okay, yeah. Like, they feel like you're an inconvenience for their job. It's like, how do I see it? Like, okay. It's kind of like a LARP, so like when a civilian's just working in front of soldiers, like they kind of get this feeling of presenting themselves kind of, you know what I mean? To like present themselves as strong or something. Like in this perspective, like a civilian with working other soldiers, like that's kind of how they feel kind of. And so that's why they kind of feel cold. But also like, it is also like they do treat like most like a job, because like they do see hundreds and thousands of people all the time, and they do the same routine all the time, and they have to do it like well. for sure. And while they're not like held to the same stricter standards as like soldiers, they do have a lot of checks before they get there though. Like they are under contract, and there's a lot of things that they just straight up can and cannot do. But and especially to like soldiers, like you can't call them like yeah, you're supposed to treat them as well government property and people like that in that sense, but not coddle them. They're not like they're the soldiers are not there to play around or to get soft. They're there to fight and defend people with the utmost determination, right?
To care how he is treated.
Yeah, it's the good part.
Up until this point, recruits have been shepherded around by people with no real stake in them. Receiving platoons are overseen by temporary drill instructors, rotated out of the standard training cycle and assigned to a lighter duty to prevent burnout. These drill instructors are correspondingly less aggressive, and a recruit who does not give them a good reason will usually pass through the first few days without much incident. This changes when recruits are assigned to a training company and meet their permanent drill instructors. The recruits sit on the deck of the squad bay and are addressed by their company commander.
My name is Captain McShane, and I'm your series commander. I will now introduce to you the drill instructors who are responsible to me for your training.
He turns around and gives the drill instructors a formal order. Take charge of these recruits and make them into Marines. At this point, the drill instructors set about destroying the squad bay. All the gear and clothing that was so carefully inventoried and issued over the previous days is turned out and thrown everywhere.
Oh, so much fun.
The platoon is ordered to run from one end of the squad bay to the other. The order to shift back comes before the crowd has fully arrived on the first side, so that 90 bodies are constantly reversing direction all at once, colliding and crashing into each other and tripping over the bed frames and trash strewn across the floor. Eventually, the platoon is ordered to begin gathering up the gear one piece at a time until every recruit has the issued gear back in the right quantities. Some minor infraction will be identified, and everything is dumped out and thrown around again, and the whole process starts over.
Yeah. It must
Drill
be perfect.
instructors move constantly through the squad bay, up and down the main hallway and the back rows, weaving between beds and appearing beside recruits. A recruit is told to pick up his bag. He picks it up and is told to dump it out. He dumps it out and is told to put everything back. He bends over and is told to scream. He screams and is told to go away. He goes away and is told to come back. He comes back and is told to pick up his bag. He picks it up and is told to dump it again. At
Just
some
like
point,
real
the
life.
idea of keeping up stops meaning anything. There is no longer any stable reality to keep up with.
Oh my god, I have to pause it. Oh my god, this is so real. Like how do you say this? Like if you play any like the war games, like this is so real. Like I for gamers, yeah, like the most relatable thing, like if you play Helldivers, like yeah, there is nothing to keep up. There's always gonna be like the most intense stress. You're never gonna be able to pick up all your ammo or pick up the like your new gun and all that stuff, bro. You have to leave it behind sometimes. But that's the worst thing. You should never leave your gear behind, and that's why they're doing this kind of training. You have to run around back and forth. Someone's gonna yell at you to pick up your objective and all that. You know, that's so real. like I know in training in this phase, I guess like it looks terrible, but in real life, that's kind of how it's like almost sometimes. And the worst thing you can do in real life actually is actually dropping your gun. If you lose that, like you're basically dying. Like there's no way you're gonna fight like other guys who have like you know actual rifles with a pistol. Like there's just no chance. Like they like that body armor they're gonna wear is like not gonna be able to be like penetrated with a sidearm. And like yeah, like this is how that's how serious it is. Like like all this stuff. That's how stressful it is too. Like everything's gonna go wrong. Everything you're not gonna be able to keep up with anything because they're everyone else is gonna be competing against you. With the best of their ability. Like they're gonna do their best to make you suffer and like take you out. And like this is just a simulation of that. It's not even that bad. It's fun, in my opinion. Bro, you just it's like I don't know. Yeah, like when you're actually there, like it's stressful, but when you actually think about it, it's not even not that stressful. Like if you actually kind of like see it like if you played it in your game, like that's how stressful it is going to be. Like, but yeah, in real life battlefields, it's not actually 1-to-1 accurate. Like it's yeah, anything can happen in the battlefield. Like how do I say? Like I always see like people are pretty well armed, or some people are just not armed at all. Actually, like sometimes like they're so like poorly well equipped. I mean, so poorly equipped. Sorry, it's late and like had a long day. I had a like yeah, I just had a long day anyway. Man, like yeah, this is how it's gonna be like. It's like it's crazy. It's very hectic, and you always have to get organized. Like someone's gonna like throw things around. A car is gonna flip over. You drop all your stuff. You have to pick it all up. Because if you don't, then well, your chances of survival decreases a lot. Because yeah, if you go out there and then without your gear or ammo and all that stuff, like you're doomed. Yeah, you're really doomed. Or like if you drop your heavy weapon, you're doomed. So you have to pick it all up. Make sure you get it right, or else well, the enemy is gonna take advantage of that and all that. And your team is gonna yell at you to do orders and stuff, like follow close behind or fire back and all that stuff, because like all their lives are on the line, and you have to like keep up to. But like they said, there's no reality to keep up to because like the standards are impossibly high, and the enemy will also make it impossibly high, and so it'll be your job to also make it impossibly high for your enemy as well. And that's the fun of it, because like you can mess up, but so can your enemy, and so you're trained to be professional at war.
In movies and pop culture, the drill instructor is usually portrayed as a stern figure of controlled menace or old-school military machismo. The reality is much more surreal. Drill instructors are basically grotesque cartoon characters that move and speak with peculiar mannerisms, which are difficult to describe to people who have not encountered it in person.
Yes, it is a performance. Because they're having a lot of fun with it too.
Their throat has been destroyed from months of sustained screaming. Most drill instructors have lost their normal voice entirely and are trained to speak with their ventricular folds located above the vocal cords, the same muscles used by Mongolian throat singers. This results in a low, raspy croak forced out at full volume through a throat that no longer works. This is referred to as a drill instructor's frog voice. Because recruits must keep eyes front and are forbidden from looking directly at drill instructors, They seem to appear out of thin air, and a recruit can go from being alone to surrounded on all sides in a matter of seconds. Depending on its size, a platoon will have 3 or 4 drill instructors who operate in a fixed hierarchy. At the top is
Well, there's a weird thing about throat things though, actually. There is a way, so like to kind of preserve your voice. And I'm not sure how much this gets spread around in the Marine Corps actually. I did hear a while back like they started using this other way of speaking or yelling. So basically like you know how a metal singer like does the screamo stuff, yeah. So like there's this technique where you can how do I explain it? I don't know how to explain it. So like you let air pass through your throat without going through your vocal cords, because like the a lot of air that goes through your vocal cords stresses it out and damages your vocal cords. So like they scream with their belly kind of thing. And so yeah, okay. I don't know how to describe this or translate this experience, but like if you yell in a certain way, it prevents damage on your vocal cords mostly. But yeah, I have noticed for sure, like there are some drill instructors who actually lose their voice. Well, a lot actually, yeah. And they don't really practice this much. But I actually seen a lot of more recent drill instructors like didn't lose their voice. So I think they know about this practice fairly well now. A lot has changed. Like all the way, the last time I seen this thing talked about was like yeah in 2019 and 2020 around there, or probably just a little bit earlier too. Like yeah, I think they mostly picked up that screamo technique. But yeah, in 2010s era, like yeah, it was very rough still. Like still coming from Cold War era stuff. And well, what's it called? Yeah, the other wars in 2000s, like with the Bush War and stuff and all that. Yeah, yeah.
the senior drill instructor.
My name is Staff Sergeant Toronto, and I am your senior drill instructor.
The senior drill instructor generally stays out of the day-to-day affairs of the platoon, emerging to call the other instructors away or intervene when punishments have gone on for too long.
We know we are now. Yes, sir. Are we strong? Yes, sir.
Accordingly, the platoon tends to experience him as a kind of father figure, although this is not a fixed rule. The role gives them the option to hold back, but not the obligation. Below the senior drill instructor is the heavy hat, sometimes called the J hat or the drill hat. He teaches marching, close order drill, and squad bay procedures, and is generally the one who oversees and handles the recruits the most. Below the heavy is a knowledge hat, who is responsible for teaching recruits the Marine Corps knowledge that they are expected to memorize and recite on command. At the bottom is the junior-most drill instructor, known as the kill hat, who is responsible for enforcing discipline and punishing recruits.
It's a fun one, yes.
It is tempting to cast the drill instructor as the villain of this story, but in many respects he's closer to a fellow victim.
What?
His
No,
is one
don't
of the
say
worst
that.
jobs in the entire Marine Corps. He works 18-hour days, 7 days a week, waking up hours before the recruits and going to sleep long after them.
No, don't say that. Oh my god. But as a
His
civilian,
daily
yes. Yeah. As a civilian, yes, it's a horrible job. And my COs, they definitely have that kind of experience. So yeah, they basically wake up way earlier than we do. And we wake up at like 5 a.m. And then they have to wake up way earlier to actually get to base because like they don't sleep at base. And so they come from wherever they're staying, and then they get ready and they come to base, and then they meet us at at our assigned times that we have to wake up. And then they sleep way earlier because they have to get off base to go to the residence and then gear down and sleep. Well, we straight up have like the luxury of staying on base and then sleeping a lot earlier. But also like the thing about like the worst job, well, technically yes, it is the worst job, but also compared to like probably every other military role, it's not. It's about the same. It's not terrible. Not that bad. I mean, as as for a military role that goes, I mean, I don't know. Like there are other terrible jobs too. Like well, I guess all of the military actually. Well, I don't know. I don't know. It's compared to each one because they all suck in their own way. But like they say, I like the way it sucks. uh, but also like I had other like coworkers. We said some of us said like we wanted to be drill instructors and stuff and to teach too. How do I explain it? Like it's terrible, but there's a satisfaction to it because like um you're training people to be the best of the best they can be. So like every part of it, like it feels satisfying. Like the like what you mentioned here earlier on, like the kill hat, well, the knowledge hat and the heavy hat, like they all teach in some way, and like the senior drill instructor, yeah, they all teach, and he's a father figure for like a good reason because like he's literally the most professional of them all, and everyone looks up to the most professional leader there, and they try to emulate that. So that's why it feels satisfying because like you are holding the example as you are the example itself to be the standard of the best you can be like exactly what you said like the worst job ever but you can achieve it and you will do it 18 hours. Yeah, definitely. Like hearing that from someone else too, like I will do my best 18 hours on base to train these boys into men and to be the best soldiers the entire country has ever seen. That's very satisfying to say. Definitely. Like I get in a civilian stance, like it sucks. It definitely sucks. But I don't know how to explain this exactly. Like it's not relaxing. It's not supposed to be relaxing, but it is very satisfying. It is fulfilling. Yeah, that's the word. Like it's very fulfilling. Like cuz you can do your job the best that you can and you can see people do the best that they can to succeed, and like that is very very satisfying for sure. And there is like a lot of communication and a lot of professionalism, and that's very enjoyable. Like I love that. Like I remember like when we first started off, like we were like marching terribly, and like they kept drilling us and drilling us, and then as we started marching more in pace, like oh man, it feels really good. It's so satisfying. Like you can feel us become professional soldiers as we continue on. No, I mean that was just basic though, but like true professional soldiers takes like years or a year at least to really get used to the uniform and many other skills that actually just make you a real soldier actually. But also yeah, the first battle turns boys into men because like you kind of just don't feel like you're a real soldier yet until you actually dip your the first battle, because it is a crazy experience going to battle. And like you'll have a lot of fear, and then also so like the first thing you'll fall back to is your training. So like if your training is really good, you're gonna fall back really good into your most professional state. That's why it's so important for this training to be like at this all this intensity and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right, right. Continue on.
Responsibility is the custody of 90 incompetent and often diseased teenagers in a role that falls somewhere between cattle herder, prison warden, and special education teacher, while destroying his voice, his health, and quite often his marriage in the process. He is also under enormous pressure from above. Junior drill instructors are often hazed by those who rank higher than them, which is known as hat hazing. It is sometimes carried out so openly that it becomes obvious even to the recruits that their kill hat is being bullied right in front of them.
Oh man, yeah, there's more to that. Actually, well, a life of a soldier is sacrifice. That is the suckiest part for sure. Like you should not go into it not thinking you won't have to sacrifice anything or much, because yeah, it is. You do have to sacrifice a lot, even not just as drill instructors, but like every single soldier. Like you're gonna miss a lot of things for sure. Like in the holidays and other events, like there's going to be many events that you have to attend to, or many events that you have to miss, like Memorial Days. You have to go there, the most important day for soldiers, and then you have to go there and stand around for many hours. Like, like for most people, it's very ceremonial, but like to soldiers, it's very tedious actually. Because we're drilled to stand and look good to civilians in ceremony, but actually in to most soldiers it's actually a very tedious job. It's not always the most satisfying, except for those who actually enjoy it, like the guards. Guards really like that stuff. It's both hard and easy at the same time, because you just stand there, but you have to stand there professionally, as in you can't look bad at all. uh, but yeah, and yeah, the military life, it's sacrifice. It's not. You shouldn't go in there like thinking, well, it's gonna be easy, but it's also very rewarding in a way. Like there's so many things offered to you, but to make up for it, but still, yeah, it's sacrifice.
All night, every night, some recruits in the platoon are kept awake to stand fire watch, guarding the squad bay against intruders or recruits attempting to escape or harm themselves. The night is divided into 1-hour shifts, and each shift consists of 4 recruits. One stands the front post near the door, accounting for who comes and goes in a logbook. The other 3 will spend their shift mopping and sweeping, scrubbing the toilets, and patrolling up and down the hallways. Those unlucky enough to be assigned fire watch on their first night are harassed constantly as drill instructors come in and out screaming at them while the rest of the platoon attempts whatever sleep they can.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we used to have actually Firewatch in our training too, but it's not this intense. It's actually very calm, kind of nice actually, because like you get to wear the funny hat, and then you get drilled on what to do and stuff, and then you walk around, check in on other guys, ask them, hey, feeling good or feeling bad and all that stuff. It's really nice. It's not like any other experience actually. It's like when you have someone checking on you, like, ah, yeah, it's nice, and it's like you can say thank you and all that. It actually feels like pretty reassuring. I don't know how to say it. It's like, yeah, it's a very weird experience. Because like everybody treats you pretty bad. Well, actually, not really. They don't actually treat you bad, but like I get, it's a bad experience. It's training, but like they don't actually treat you bad. Like, I mean, like they yell at you to get the job done and stuff, but like, how do I say it? They don't hate you, and they don't intend you to fail, unless, well, you have a really good reason for them to hate you. And if they do, then everybody else will too. So, just don't do that. But also, if like, I mean, the only way people would hate you is because like if you actually cause trouble, which well, that'll be the reason you get kicked out though. So, well, or fired. I call it fired because like I still see it as a job, you know. Like, well, you will get fired on any job if you cause too much trouble. But they'll still correct you, and they're actually very tolerant, which is crazy to me. Like with some exceptions, like you can't be doing crimes. Like yeah, you get punished for that, and among other things.
In the morning, a recruit does not dress himself. He is dressed on command by the drill instructors, along with the entire platoon, by putting on one article of clothing at a time on command.
Not done yet. Why? Hurry it up!
Bathroom breaks are conducted as a group on a schedule as compressed as anything else. Recruits will triple or double up on a urinal while the drill instructor counts them down. Showers are conducted via wagon wheel, a line of recruits trudging a slow circle through alternating scalding hot and freezing cold shower heads as the recruits on duty squirt soap at them. Recruits are made to memorize great volumes of material: general orders, rank structures, facts about their service rifle, Marine Corps history, all of which is referred to as knowledge. Whenever a platoon is waiting in line or gets left alone for a few moments while a drill instructor must step away, a designated recruit known as a prac recruit will lead the rest and call and response knowledge drills, the function of which is both educational and to prevent fraternization by filling all downtime with cacophonous noise. Anytime the platoon does not meet the impossibly high expectations, or simply as a way of killing time, recruits are given absurd and exhausting tasks, which are colloquially referred to as fuck games.
Yes.
These include undressing and getting fully dressed again repeatedly, sweeping the floors in a bizarre crouched waddle, or holding out heavy objects such as their duffel bag or footlocker at arm's length. Individual punishments come in the form of incentive training, or IT, which is dispensed liberally for offenses both real or imagined, or simply by pulling unlucky recruits at random. Incentive training bears little resemblance to the stereotypical image of a drill instructor yelling "drop and give me 20. It consists of repetitive exercises, constantly alternated at a rapid pace. A recruit will be ordered to do push-ups, but before his chest touches the floor, the command will change to jumping jacks. As soon as he starts jumping, the command changes to mountain climbers, then flutter kicks, lunges, and back to push-ups until the recruit is pushed to the point of total physical exhaustion. A particularly unpleasant variation of incentive training is known as a sugar cookie, in which a recruit is made to slather himself in sunscreen before being IT'd in the sand pits outside, leaving him caked in a sticky mixture of sand and sweat for the rest of the day.
Oh man. I'm not sure how much I'm supposed to say. And well, actually I can't talk about that, so I won't be able to talk about like the exact happenings what happened, but like I wish I had that experience. In a way, I kind of wish I did, but also like I understand like wow. When you're actually in there, like wow, it's so stressful. You kind of want to not do that stuff, but at the same time, I think back to it and like wow, I wish I did. But I also wasn't very strong at the time. Compared to now, I can do a lot of the stuff that they can do now. And yeah, man, people back in the day were really strong. Like, yeah, I mentioned before, like we lost half our platoon from exercises, and because yeah, we were like very weak actually, and I got injured halfway, and well, I was very sad about that. But yeah, I'm stronger now, and I really want to go back. I think about it all the time. But yeah, I wish I had that experience because like when I think about it, like wow, I could do that, and the motivation from the pressure you get, like it's very fun. Honestly, in my opinion, it's very fun. because you still kind of get competitive. You kind of want to show off to like basically everyone around you so that you can keep up, and that's good. That's good sportsmanship because it's a game, but not a game, right? But they also like they don't, they don't cause you to fail. Like you don't work out way past your point and stuff, contrary to belief. Uh, like they will not force you to do things that will actually make you fail. They're trying to simulate real world from their experience because, well, yeah, they experienced it. And part of training too, actually. Yeah, it's like this all comes from somewhere, right? It's this training and cruelty comes from somewhere, and to prepare you for the real cruelty, which is far worse than this.
During these early days of training, a platoon will quickly sort itself into several categories of recruits. On one end of the spectrum are high performers. At the other end are those known as boogers, the weakest, slowest, or otherwise least capable recruits in the platoon. Most recruits fall somewhere in the middle. But cutting across the spectrum is another axis, consisting of those who believe the standards being enforced are real and achievable, and respond by spending every ounce of effort trying to meet it. And those who have worked out that they are being set up to fail regardless of performance, that no level of effort will save them from punishment, and that the smarter option is to conserve energy and produce only the appearance of effort. These recruits have understood the situation correctly, but this is dangerous because the drill instructors are expert at spotting recruits who are phoning it in, and their attention, once drawn, does not go away. Over time, recruits in the first category will come to hate recruits in the second, because under a regime of collective punishment, one recruit being singled out becomes everyone's problem. This has the reliable effect of turning the majority viciously against any recruit who is singled out first.
Yeah, remember what I said? I wish I had hazing. But I know it's like not great. But and what he said earlier about drill instructors hazing each other, yeah, that's not good. Yeah, bro, it's a job. But also, yeah, they have to be professional for sure. And well, yeah, it's a professional institution, and they have to act professional. It's crazy, crazy. We say that, huh? But also, yeah, that chart. Oh my god, yeah. I've actually experienced this like with other recruits, like actual high. Yeah, it is impossible standards. It's supposed to be. Real life is not gonna treat you like kindly. Your enemies are not gonna treat you with like low standards. Are they gonna like hold their life to a lower standard and put the least amount of effort? No, right? They're gonna do their best to kill you. So you have to put all the effort in to kill them back before they kill you, right? Exactly. And the people who like kind of just low visible effort, yeah, we can definitely see that, definitely for sure. Like especially when our lives depend on it, and like what he said, like everyone gets punished for that. Yeah, we do get punished for that because the person who contributes the less is the person who gets us killed. Bro, you know what I mean? Okay, so like in Helldivers again, or any other competitive game, even like battle royales, right? The person who does not contribute the most is gonna like be the one that gets us all killed. And like that's not even a joke either, like for real. Someone who visibly just puts like zero effort or just puts the appearance of effort, like they're gonna be beaten by someone who actually gives a damn about their life and everybody else's life that they're responsible for, because we are. Oh my god, like this, yeah, but also yeah, there are gonna be people who are like injured, disabled, or just have low ability in from like the stress fatigue and all that stuff. You know, like yeah, we still have to like watch out for them and kind of carry them. But it's also true, like they are a burden. So you don't want to be on that state. Like you have to actually do take care of yourself, and other people will take care of you too. But you don't want to put less effort when you can't when you can give more. But you also don't want to be a burden. So like there's a balance to that. So like if you're injured and like you're gonna force yourself to fight way too hard, then yeah, that's gonna be a burden. Don't do that. If you need rest, you gotta take that rest. Okay, like you gotta tell people, and you will get that because everyone will recognize and know like they would rather not have a burden. Because like I said, everybody's lives depends on it, and everyone will get punished in real life for it. Not and in training here, it's just a simulation of that real life. Like okay, like a good example, another one, everyone who like contributes to putting sandbags to make your defenses stronger, and if one person or two people sit out and you don't fully get your defense, everyone gets punished for, well, not being prepared. You know, it's a team effort. It's not a singular thing. That's why everyone gets punished. And what else did you say here?
These recruits have understood the situation correctly, but this is dangerous because the drill.
Oh no. The recruits who do this do not understand the situation correctly because they're endangering everybody else. That's not the correct way to think. Real life is impossible standards for sure, because like everyone's gonna do their best. No one's gonna put their lives and think like, oh, I'm gonna put the least amount of effort for my life. No, no. Everyone's gonna put their best effort they can in the most stressful situation that they'll ever experience, which is life or death, because it is life or death. And like they say, like your life depends on it, because it does. It really does. It's not a joke. It's a game, but not a game. Yeah.
Instructors are expert because under a regime of collective punishment, one recruit being singled out becomes everyone's problem. This has the reliable effect of turning the majority viciously against any recruit who is singled out first. In my platoon, this recruit was me. While physically fit, I was slow and clumsy during countdown games, and awkward at drill. When corrected with incentive training, I treated it as an annoyance to be endured rather than letting myself be burnt out. Within the first week of training, the entire platoon knew my name, because they were required to thank me by name every time they were being punished alongside me.
Oh, I don't want to judge too hard. Oh, I'm sorry, guy. I'm sorry, my guy. I'll be honest too. Like, you know, I said I was a terrible soldier too at the start. Like, I had many faults, and I messed up a lot. But I wasn't the weakest or you know that. I was still like I understood. I understood what training was at the time too. All this I mentioned before. I've already thought about it before I even went to the military. Like because like yeah, I was playing the games kind of like realistic in a realistic way and understanding. Like it all matters. All this training means something, and all this stress is there because real life is actually that stressful. It's not pleasant. Yeah, you know, like war is hell. So you have to prepare for hell. But what did you say before too?
Slow and clumsy during countdown games, and awkward at drill. When corrected with incentive training, I treated it as an annoyance to be endured rather than...
Oh yeah, that part. An annoyance to be endured. No, don't say that. If you yeah, if you have that mentality in war, yeah, an annoyance to be endured, bro, they're not gonna stop. They're gonna put the most pressure on someone who thinks it's an annoyance. they're not gonna uh put pressure on someone who's like who enjoys who enjoys it. You know, like to like the strongest people. The battlefield is a game and it is fun, and they are the most scariest people to fight against. But to someone who thinks it's an annoyance, like just being on the front lines, it's just an annoyance in itself. Like, oh my god, they're gonna see that. Everyone is gonna see that. Like they're gonna know like you're not putting the most effort, or they can smell the fear, and like and they're gonna see the faults, and they're gonna take advantage of that. You should not see that as an annoyance, even though I understand what you're trying to say. Like um I remember like in training, like yeah, a lot of these things were annoying, but they were annoying um for a reason, because it's something you have to like just endure, or actually no, see it as fun. You see it as a challenge. Yes, a challenge you're supposed to conquer. You're not supposed to see it like a challenge you're supposed to endure. It's a challenge that you enjoy and get stronger because you conquered it. You know what I mean? So like those gamers who train in like the FPS training simulations, like they do it to compete and win, and they enjoy it, the game itself. In a way, but until to a point, yeah, until it becomes a job. But still, you have to have the can do mentality, because yeah, yeah, enemies will see it, like the weakness in all of us, and they will take advantage of it. And when you become a soldier, you'll see it too. You'll see it in the enemy, like you see cowardice, uh, any sort of weakness, even emotional ones. Most people will take advantage of it. Even someone who turns their back for a second, they're gonna see that and take the shot. So you, you should see it in a way, not as a minor inconvenience, but like as a challenge that you put all your effort into, and you meet that challenge with the most joy that you ever have. Because that is confidence, and the enemy will have fear from that confidence.
And letting myself be burnt out. Within the first week of training,
Oh yeah, speaking of burnt out, yeah, you have to be careful about that too. Like, no, you won't. You'll feel less burnt out when you actually see it as a game for what it really is. Well, I mean, what it really is actually training for war. And yeah, but yeah, you have to be careful of like not giving yourself too much stress and effort and all that. Like I worked with other recruits, and well, yeah, they did push themselves or put maybe a little too much energy, and it felt exaggerated sometimes. It was a little funny because I don't know, yeah, they had like a lot of anxious attitude, I think I'd say, and doesn't really know how to behave. How you're supposed to behave is actually confident and what's that word? Solid. Yeah. Like when they're yelling at you, you don't react terribly. You just look forward, stay still, and say yeah, yes, sir, or whatever you're told to say. And then yeah, that's it. Just look forward, stay still. Don't flinch. You don't need to stretch your face and all that. Just say yes, no, and whatever else you need to say. That's it. It's real. It's like yeah, it's like real life. You know, when you play enough games and you get professional in it, that's how it's supposed to be like. You say it straightforward. It's communication. Some people will yell, some people won't. Some people will speak loudly, some people will be a little freaked out, you know. But you're supposed to stay calm in the stress, and just say it, okay? You say it straight. You don't need to make it fancy.
The entire platoon knew my name because they were required to thank me by name every time they were being punished alongside me. There is a particular horror in realizing that out of 90 other people, you are the one who has been identified as the main problem. At this point, I made a pivot to showing maximum effort, but it was too late. A recruit who earns this reputation early will be singled out and set up to fail, regardless of how hard he tries. There is no correcting past this point.
Something about that. Well, kinda. Yeah. I mean, it's horrifying to get put on the spot. But in real life, yeah, you're gonna be put up on the spot anyway. Well, not in this sense, as in like the enemy will concentrate fire on you on some of those days, and it's gonna get really hot. And that's how it feels. And that's what I meant by like if they see your weakness, everyone's gonna see that. I mean, I like everybody, yeah, and everyone bring all their attention to you. That's supposed to show like actually teamwork, because like they're supposed to help carry you in a way while you also do your job. But you also like like I said, don't be a burden. But everyone will see the weakest link for sure, and then that's when you're supposed to help out your homie, because like yeah, he's gonna be under fire, so don't just stand there and help him out.
Too late.
This is my train
A
of thought.
recruit who earns this reputation out of 90 other people, you are the one who has been identified as the main problem. Out of 90, it was too late. A recruit who earns this reputation early.
Oh yeah, working hard. Well, yeah. I mean, that's always gonna happen. You're gonna mess up in the battlefield one day. You're gonna earn that reputation all the time, and you might get a nickname, a really funny one. uh, yeah, that's that's the fun of it. That's the fun of soldier culture. You get a funny nickname. You like what are some of the funny things soldiers say? Oh yeah, like clanker. When in Star Wars you call droids clankers, and now everybody uses it as a robot slur. It's funny. It's exactly what I mean, like that. Or fives, echo, and all that. You get funny nicknames, for like either it's how do you say it? It's the horse historical mark. It's like a pet name kind of. Even yeah, sometimes it can get a little out of hand, yeah, but most of the time people will actually respect you, and if you don't like being called that, then they'll call you professionally. And most of the time people actually call each other professionally, because you do bond over working together for sure. But also yeah, sometimes some people are a bit of a headache for sure. I remember my training. Yeah, there was a bunch of those. Some people being such a big hassle, very troublesome. But yeah, over time you do get professional and you get better. Like that's what you're here for, right? Like what you say, the average person with the least motivation, under average motivation. Yeah, you'll make it. It's made for you to make it. It's basic training. Like wait until you get to the real stuff with the modules, and right? That's the fun stuff. Way harder than anything else. And then yeah, you'll have that reputation. But like they say, your past faults don't define your future today. Right? Oh, I have a meme for that. I'll post it maybe.
Will be singled out and set up to fail, regardless of how hard he tries. There is no correcting past this point.
Kind of, yeah, you're kind of set up to fail. But all war sets you up to fail, and you have to succeed through that failure, right?
The primary thing that is built up over the course of boot camp is not strength or discipline. It is a small, closed society with its own hierarchy and politics. And the society it builds is a stupid one.
Eyeballs. Yes, sir. Who wants this shit? This is good, sir.
During the first few days of training, several recruits will be pulled out, given titles, and set over the rest. There is a guide who carries the platoon's flag during drill and is nominally in charge of the entire platoon.
Hold that stick the way you were damn tall. Were you taught any way to hold it? No, sir. Get like this. Look. Yes, sir.
The guide is a perpetually beleaguered figurehead, held accountable for all of the failures of the platoon while possessing no means of correcting them.
How you know what the frick I'm doing if you ain't freaking paying attention?
Below him are 4 squad leaders, each in charge of a squad comprised of between 15 and 25 recruits.
I have so many things to say in this. Let's go back.
Recruits will be pulled out.
Oh yeah, like society.
Closed society.
It's not about discipline. Yes, it's entirely about discipline. What do you mean? What the heck?
It is a small, closed society with its own hierarchy and politics.
Yes, that's true too. Military, yeah, it's very weird. You actually do have your own society in there. It's actually really nice, at least in my opinion.
And the society it builds is a stupid one.
That is very debatable for sure. Well, okay, in my experience, civilian society, as you can probably tell, is more stupid than the military one, in my opinion. Because everyone in the military is trained to be professional. Professional killers, yeah. Yeah, but also like just straight up normal ass professionals. You know what I mean? Like you talk professionally, you act professionally, you speak professionally, you behave professionally. Therefore, you are professionally in a society of professionals. And I like that more.
During the first few days of training, several recruits will be pulled out, given titles, and set over the rest.
I didn't exactly have this, but we did have something like that. Well, they're more like duties though, and it was good. Like it gave people like responsibilities and to train people on how to be more responsible, other than from themselves, because that is a skill, stewardship. That's what it's called.
There is a guide who carries the platoon's flag during drill and is nominally in charge of the entire platoon.
Hold that stick the way you were damn tall. Were you taught any way to hold it? No, sir. Get like this. Look. Yes, sir.
The guide is a perpetually beleaguered figurehead, held accountable for all of the failures of the platoon while possessing no means of correcting them.
The drill sergeant is correcting them right now.
How you know what the frick I'm doing if you ain't freaking paying attention?
Yeah, he's correcting them right now. So, like, yeah, every leader is held responsible for everyone under them. And in training, that's the best place to fail. Because if you fail in real life, well, everybody dies, right?
Below him are 4 squad leaders, each in charge of a squad comprised of between 15 and 25 recruits. Squad leaders have even less authority, but try all the harder to prove themselves.
What are you doing? Just laying your freaking head down on the mattress and sleeping? Fucking do something!
They become feeble imitations of their drill instructors, permanently at odds with their own squad.
What's your name, recruit?
Essentially, the recruit leadership is a regime of petty tyrants, all in constant competition with one another for a chance to replace the guide, who, for his troubles, usually receives a meritorious promotion at the end of training.
It's a little different. I don't know how to explain that one. Like, hold on, I need a review.
Petty tyrants, all in constant receives a meritorious promotion at the end of training.
Well, I mean, every recruit is like usually given the opportunity of leadership to get experience on how to take ownership of other people. Because, yeah, in real life, right? If a leader falls, someone has to step up and take charge, and they have to be responsible for everyone else around at that point. Because, yeah, anything can happen, right? And actually, here is the best proving ground too. So, like people here, they'll learn and build stuff and make a lot of flaws. And yeah, a lot of recruits, they definitely suck at leadership. They don't know anything about leadership to begin with, for sure. It's a whole field. That's why there's an officer corps. Officer corps. Yeah, so that, and they teach everything about leadership, but there's also learned leadership for sure, which is here what they're trying to do. Like, everything's gonna be messed up, everyone's gonna be haywire, and then someone has to step up. And so this is what it's simulating: someone stepping up in the face of no experience of leadership. And they have to understand how to take charge in that hectic moment, right?
Presiding over the economy of the platoon is a quieter figure, the scribe, a recruit assigned to keep track of various rosters and paperwork on behalf of the drill instructors.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, on behalf of drill instructors, like, everything comes from above down to below. So actually, what I understand, people would generally listen to their assigned leaders because, well, orders come from the top. Not they don't make them up usually. And while recruits can mess up on their leadership role, they're still under orders, and those orders are handed down the chain. It's not like people below the chain making things up, and they don't know completely what they're doing. They do have an idea because they have orders from the top, and this is kind of, and everybody has their own responsibility here. Like this, like what I mentioned, like the scribe, or what he mentioned, scribe.
This is a very desirable role, as the scribe will spend a significant amount of time doing administrative work and skip much of the daily unpleasantries of recruit training.
I don't know about that one. I've met other recruits, and we'd rather not have this kind of stuff. It's boring. It sucks. And I've talked to other guys, and we'd rather go to like the field and work out and do all that, the fun stuff. In our opinion, the fun stuff. Because we're tough. We're soldiers. We're gonna do
the scribe is also the only recruit in the platoon who wields any real power. He's in charge of writing the firewatch list and has absolute authority to decide who will stand watch through the night and at what time. Our scribe was a small, scrawny black kid named Burke. I hated him with a passion. Many scribes will implement a simple, fixed system for assigning firewatch. For example, alphabetical order or simply rotating down the line of beds. Burke was entirely arbitrary. He assigned shifts to those he disliked while exempting himself and those closest to him.
Okay, well, yeah, I see why you hate him. He sucks.
Sleep is the most valuable commodity a recruit has, and our scribe took it away according to his preferences. To make matters worse, Burke was intelligent. He understood that a punitive 2-hour watch assigned as the second shift could destroy a recruit's entire night. Recruits are woken for their shift at least 15 minutes early to give them time to get dressed and report for duty. A recruit who knows he has the second shift is likely to be unable to sleep, knowing that he will soon be shaken awake. In any platoon, several recruits will develop a reputation for being difficult or even violently hostile to wake up. If Burke disliked you, he would select your eventual replacement from among these recruits, costing you another 20 minutes and occasionally a violent altercation in the dark.
This happened?
Factor in the time needed to undress and fall asleep afterwards, and this could cost a recruit the better part of 4 hours of sleep in a night.
Did this happen? I'm not a Marine, so I don't know. I actually need chat to actually tell me this. This is right, because I'm sorry to say, but I am starting to have doubts. To be honest, I'm sorry. Because that is pretty much unprofessional behavior. And what was it? Yeah, drill instructors are gonna see this. Like, there's no way that they're just gonna like let this happen. Like, that's not right. Yeah,
This
exactly.
happened to me nearly every night. Because my name was known to the drill instructors, it was known to Burke. For him, it was just a name that he knew as causing trouble somewhere in the platoon. That was enough. One night, in a state of quiet rage at Burke, I took a pair of tailor scissors and cut his bootlaces while he slept.
Damn.
The next morning, as everyone was being dressed by the numbers, he was left struggling. Burke requested permission to speak to our kill hat and attempted to snitch. "Someone cut this recruit's bootlaces, sir." Our kill hat looked at the damage and remarked, "Huh, guess someone really hates you." Burke
Yep.
spent the rest of the day running around with loose boots.
Okay. Yep. Okay, that's fair. I actually like that. That's a good attitude. You don't treat your guys as shit, because they're gonna treat you like shit. Good on you. Good on you, my guy. But also, don't do this behavior. This is unprofessional. You're soldiers. You're gonna kill each other, then you will both die in the real world. Oh my god, don't do that. What the hell? Oh my god, I can't believe. Like, yeah, but also, yeah, like these kind of people will actually happen in real world. They're taken out of the civilian world and put in here, trying to be professional, and then freaking. But sometimes, yeah, like I mentioned before, like there's gonna be some people that are freaking annoying. Oh my god, I have to put up with it too. Yeah. Oh my god. I really don't want to talk about this experience, man. Like, there's definitely some people with like a lot of experience, but definitely no experience in team or management or responsibility. Yeah, like what Spider-Man said. With great power comes great responsibility, and some of these people don't have any responsibility at all, and that's very annoying.
By the second week, recruits are beginning to settle into a routine, and the reality starts to sink in that they will spend the next 3 months of their life in a state of near constant exhaustion, isolation, and abuse.
Yes. Just like the real world.
This is made worse by the fact that recruits will spend large stretches of boot camp extremely sick. Crowded squad bays and constant sleep deprivation and stress are ideal conditions for disease. Most recruits will avoid going to sick call, both because it is seen as an admission of weakness in a system designed to punish it, and also because a recruit found too ill to continue training can be pulled from his platoon and transferred to a medical rehabilitation platoon before resuming training, adding
Okay, I'll just continue.
weeks to his sentence.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. That actually happened to me and a lot of other recruits that's where 50% of us went to the medical platoon. Oh my God. What? What's it for?
Most recruits will avoid going to sick call for disease.
Oh yeah, you mentioned like
Did
sleeping,
quit.
um, sleeping a bit deprived. Well, that has changed for sure, actually. But I'm not sure of the Marine Corps though, but that in general military training is changed to like 7 to 8 hours because it's actually really terrible for you in terms of actual performance and growth. So it's like it's seen as kind of pointless. And in real life, like you still get that rest because like no one's going to deploy you when you're completely exhausted. Completely exhausted. Like if like you need to sleep in daytime, you may get to sleep in daytime if like you're fit or unfit to fight, right? Because no one's going to deploy you if you're not fit to perform your duties. Um, but also, yeah, there is going to be days where you have to do your duties anyway, regardless of the sleep deprivation.
An option, but it is made deliberate and transferred to a medical rehabilitation platoon before resuming training.
Oh yeah, and yeah, we definitely have that kind of culture. We don't wanna we want to have as little faults as possible for sure because it does kind of go on your record like, oh, you went to MEPS this many times and you went to do this something this many times and like yeah, it's gonna kind of suck. And also like just what's it called, sorry, I'm lost in thoughts. Like yeah, like when you go see like people to talk to too many times, like yeah, they're gonna it's gonna look bad on your record. And unfortunately, yeah, it does kind of get punished because, well, I mean, imagine doing that in a game you play. Like you have to go to MEPS every time. You have to basically just not play the game, you know? Like imagine doing that in a game. Like damn, people are not gonna kind of want to not want to play with you. And in real life, people will not want to work with you because, well, it's a huge cost. They would rather have someone who's more fit to do their duty and actually, well, professional at their job. And like if it's that bad for you, like you should just look for another job. Like there's definitely better jobs out there, right? Like what we said, um the military life is full of sacrifice. It's the worst job, but the most fulfilling one too, in a way. But if it's not for you, just don't do it. Just straight up don't do it, bro.
Adding weeks to his sentence. Quitting is an option, but it is made deliberately difficult, and a recruit who is eventually permitted to quit is not sent straight home. He is instead moved to a separate holding platoon, where unfit recruits are processed out on a slow administrative timeline that can take over a month. Both medical rehabilitation platoons and separation platoons are notorious as stagnant, depressing places held to the same discipline but without any purpose. Recruits in these platoons are held there indefinitely while being treated just as poorly as when in training, minus any of the structure or forward momentum that makes it bearable.
Yeah, that's true. It sucks. I hated it. I hated it so much. I had to stay there for so long and knew some people who stayed there for like a year or more. Like, oh my God, it's crazy. And this one guy, oh my God, he gets reassigned to so many platoons at a point. Like, he's just tired playing the game, but he still plays it. It's crazy. The game as in training. Like, it's actually crazy to me. Man, they definitely need to redesign it in a way to not just pass, but like to make soldiers, like better. Like, like yeah, to me, like I like training. I want to do training, but I also don't like it in a way that like it doesn't really always treat you to the best of your ability. Yeah, and like that sucks. Like I had to stay in that dummy platoon for quite a while. And it was very annoying because people there were dumb, to be honest. They were very dumb. And then yeah, the holding platoon, you just sit there wondering what's going on. And the reason for that is, well, actually, yeah, the massive amount of paperwork they have to do. It's actually crazy. People don't really realize it, but like, yeah, they have mountains of paperwork to do. Like people who are recruiting, who are in the middle of like soldiering, and they need to get the paperwork done. And then these guys, like people who are being held and waiting to be kicked out or something, and basically want to leave. But people will also have the opportunity to come back. You know, that's why they kind of stay there long. But it's also no, actually, the paperwork is huge. It's crazy too. You know, I'm not even kidding. It's crazy. I know an admin. They basically work there 24/7. They're doing just pushing pens and looking at papers. So it's crazy. Like I remember seeing the admin room and like the stuff that you see in the cartoons, like the huge stack of papers. Yeah, that's that's real. That's actually real. Or like yeah, or in GFL you have Kalina, uh, writing battle reports all day, all night. Yeah, no, that's real. That's actually real. It's not fake. And if you're wondering why you things take forever, yeah, that's why.
Hi, sir.
The calculation for most recruits ends up being pretty simple: endure what is offered or risk extending it. During the first few weeks of training, the pressure is constant. Under these conditions, the personality contracts into something small and defensive, concerned exclusively with avoiding attention and surviving until lights out. Eventually, the tension begins to thaw somewhat. The drill instructors do not become kinder, but the overall intensity is dialed down, and the intervals between major collective punishments become longer. The effect this has on the platoon does not occur all at once. Some recruits remain entirely in survival mode. Others cautiously begin to emerge from it, which creates a peculiar kind of social friction. One recruit may venture a small remark to the recruit next to him. The other recruit may stare straight ahead and pretend not to hear him, or hiss for him to shut up before someone hears.
Shut up. We're talking. Shut up.
To one, the danger has begun to recede. For the other, it remains immediate and absolute.
Yeah, you do change a lot.
On
over the
Sundays,
course of
religious
training.
services are offered, and which one a recruit chooses to attend is as much about personal faith as it is about tactics. Because church means a temporary break from the drill instructors and a precious opportunity to nap.
Well, I mean, kinda.
The Protestant service involves loud
Let me think. I don't know how training is for other guys, but like, it might be that way, but you might actually have breaks and leave.
modern worship music and energetic preaching. The Catholic service is quieter, but riskier. The rumor was that the priest takes his job seriously, and recruits caught nodding off were liable to be returned to the custody of their drill instructors. At the time, I was not religious, and on my first Sunday, I chose to go to the Buddhist service because it had the reputation for being easiest to sleep through. Our killhead was responsible for marching the platoon to each service, but once the Protestants and Catholics split off, he realized he didn't know where to find the others. Frustrated that his own brief window of free time was being eaten into, he yelled something about some religion being better than no religion, and dropped the rest of us off with the Mormons. The Mormon chaplain was apologetic and told us that we were welcome to sit in the back and do whatever we wanted, as long as we didn't fall asleep. By this point, I was sick, miserable, and largely hated by the rest of my platoon. A recruit who is targeted early can fall into a death spiral. The constant punishments create exhaustion. Exhaustion leads to more mistakes, and mistakes mean more punishment.
Yeah, no, that's true. And on my later end of that, like, man, I pushed myself way too hard, and then yeah, I was tired, and I kept making so many mistakes. It's crazy. It's bad. And I straight up was not recovering, and I was feeling terrible. And no, that was just a sign I had to go. I can't be like, yeah, like I said, be a burden. I was being too much a burden. Like I was not recovering. It was bad. Yeah, but that's another story for another time too.
I sat in the back of the service, hacking my lungs out and drafting a pessimistic letter back home.
I wrote a lot of those too.
One of the recruits who got stuck in the Mormon service with me was named Olivas. At some point, he slid next to me and slipped me a Hall's cough drop. In the economy of boot camp, these are worth their weight in gold. We talked quietly for a while, and at some point I must have asked him why he was being nice to me. He told me that he saw recruits way worse than me who were flying under the radar. I learned he was racked next to a recruit named Green, who he had a particular disdain for. Eventually, he said, they'll figure out who the real shitbags are.
Yeah, there was that kind of culture too. But yeah, looking out for your brother, you should definitely do that. And well, I don't know how. I mean, yeah, a lot of things have changed actually. That is valuable, like having that kind of luxury. It's valuable even in real life. Like you don't always get that. And yeah, I mean, when you actually get halls, it's really nice. It's actually really refreshing when you're in the military. It's weird, but it's nice to have. And maybe any other conveniences if you have that too. But it's different. It's different for every training. You might not get these luxuries. And I'll be back. I need to use the mushroom. Get to see pictures again. You know, BRB. All right, I'm back. And oh my God, I have to make a video on this, like actual video on like military training. What is that and what to expect and a bunch of stuff. Well, not what to expect. I can't. I have an NDA. I can't talk about that. But like how to treat military training. And well, the best way to describe it is like Warhammer. Yeah, exactly like Warhammer. What is your fear? My fear is to fail. And what is your duty? My duty is to serve the Emperor's will. Yeah. Yeah, it's like that. That's why a lot of soldiers like 40K, if anyone didn't know that. Okay, let's continue. Ooh, fun. Yes, that's how you're supposed to
The
treat it.
economy of boot
Like fun.
camp is basically a permanent shortage of everything.
Yes.
Essential gear goes missing constantly, and the only way to get something back is to take it from someone else. Theft is
Wait, no, don't take it from someone else. What the heck? You're responsible for your gear.
constant, both between individual recruits but also between platoons. Drill instructors will frequently raid other squad bays in a continuous game of musical chairs so as not to be the ones caught missing something during an inspection. It is from these drill instructors that recruits will learn the preferred military euphemism for this practice. Gear is never stolen, it is tactically acquired.
Yes.
Implicit in this is an understanding that whoever you acquired it from probably acquired it in this manner from somebody else anyway.
Also known as sharing.
A common saying in the Marine Corps is that there is only one thief in the Corps. Everyone else is just trying to get their stuff back.
Uh-huh. Yep. How do you say this in real life? Like, yeah, like you sometimes other gear, well, everything in the military is government issue. So technically, it's everybody's ownership. But it is always your own gear is your own responsibility, so that's different. But yeah, gear is shared around quite often. Yeah, like vehicles, yeah, that gets shared a lot, and some other things, except for pilots, like they maintain their. Well, I mean, they use their own fighters, from what I understand, because like yeah, they're. Well, I mean, except for some situations, or most situations, where they do have more fighters available to them.
Through a
From what I
combination
understand.
of getting to know the recruits in my immediate vicinity while at the same time doing whatever I could to show more visible effort, I slowly began to salvage some of my reputation. The drill instructors no doubt noticed this, but they did not care. A recruit who earns their attention early will never lose it, and I continued to be singled out and IT'd as much as anyone else. But true to what Olivas had predicted, the platoon was beginning to identify other problem recruits, and the abuse was being distributed more evenly among us. The recruits closest to me in the squad bay were beginning to learn that, whatever my deficiencies as a recruit, I at least had a sense of humor and didn't complain much. This carried
Yeah, exactly. You see, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Everyone will make mistakes. Everyone will fail in certain ways, and then everyone will have a funny name. That's all fun.
There's a fair amount of social value in an environment where everyone is miserable, and so my standing began to improve somewhat among the recruits closest to me.
Yeah, war sucks. It's gonna be fun though, together. So you gotta make it
The
better.
scribe, unfortunately, was not one of them, and he continued to put me on 2-hour firewatch shifts nearly every night.
Oh, fuck that guy.
Eventually, recruits who have lost the word I will begin thinking and speaking as we, and as the weeks pass, a collective platoon identity will develop.
Yeah.
Pride and shame stop being an individual currency and start attaching to the platoon's reputation as well. A
As it
platoon is
should.
one of 6 that make up a training company, who train on the same schedule and sleep in adjacent squad bays close by.
Oh yeah, I want to elaborate on that. Like, let's see.
Pride and shame stop being an individual currency and start attaching to the platoon's reputation as well.
Yes, that is true. Because the moment you put on that uniform, that reputation carries with everyone in the military, like not just the Marine Corps. Like if you're wearing the uniform and you look bad or do bad things in it, it reflects on all of us. Like all of us. All of us in the force. So yes, it is collective. That's why it's important to like drill this into you like early on. Because it is we. Like, yeah, like if you're being a professional and then you mess up, every single civilian in the world is gonna know this. Like, you know the quote in from Saga of Tanya the Evil, "The world watches." Yeah, that is true. Like just a few days ago, I heard like some recruits getting injured in a different country, and like it's crazy to think about. Like the world does watch. Like if you mess up in uniform, they will know. And even in war, like if you do well, you do bad, the world knows. Even the smallest of things. Like right now, Ukraine, Iran, anywhere else in the world, the world watches. We know, and it is everybody's reputation when you wear that uniform. It is not just the individual. No one thinks of the individual when they're wearing a uniform. They say a soldier of this country. They don't say your name on like your badge. They don't say that because yeah, that's how everyone sees it. They see you for your uniform, not the individual.
A platoon is one of 6 that make up a training company.
Oh yeah, not the individual. So you basically represent everybody at that point.
Who train on the same schedule and sleep in adjacent squad bays close by. Contact between platoons is almost non-existent. For most of training, the other 5 exist entirely as background extras, identical bald heads glimpsed a few meters away but never spoken to.
Yeah, that's true. Feels like
The
that.
company commander grades all platoons against each other on metrics such as drill proficiency and physical fitness.
Yeah.
The highest
that's true
scoring
too.
platoon will graduate as the honor platoon, which carries no material benefit for the recruits, but nonetheless reflects well on their drill instructors. A recruit who does not particularly care whether his platoon wins must keep this fact to himself. Anyone seen as actively or passively sabotaging the platoon's chances of success is known as a terrorist. Drill instructors will focus most of their wrath on a terrorist, engineering situations where he is likely to be injured, dropped to a medical platoon, and become someone else's problem.
All the rage and aggression you have in your body needs to come out on that recruit right there. You don't know him, do you? No, sir. So there's no reason to fucking like him, is there?
Go get him. Kill him.
Why did you stop? Why did you stop? Did you hear? No, you didn't. You were being a little fairy. You didn't want to hurt him because you're sweet and nice and you don't want to freaking kill.
Unsurprisingly, this collective identity also breeds hostility for anyone the platoon doesn't recognize as one of its own. When recruits in a
That's
medical
good.
rehabilitation platoon finally recover from injuries, they are folded back into a standard platoon to resume training.
Bro, why at any point would you want to see your enemy as anything but an enemy? Bro, they're there to kill you. So of course you're gonna want to recognize your own uniform as the safety net. Bro, you're definitely not gonna look at someone with a barrel pointing at you as like friendly, are you? Like, no way. They're gonna kill you and everyone behind you. You're supposed to be the first line of defense because the last line is everyone you care about.
One day, as our platoon sat cross-legged on the floor receiving a class from our senior drill instructor, a new recruit was transferred in from MRP. We were told that he had been on the depot for over a year due to a fractured hip. At a moment when the drill instructor was looking away, one recruit caught the eye of the newcomer and flipped him the middle finger. We snickered. He nodded and hung his head with a dead-eyed indifference.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that actually happened. I got this feeling like, oh, this new guy, is he gonna be good? Is he gonna be bad? And then when I got stuck with the starter platoon, oh man, I wish I didn't. But it's actually nice. I got along with him pretty well because I was the most experienced there, and I taught the new recruits of my previous platoon's experience. But also, yeah, when you've been there long enough, like you straight don't care. but and get along later on.
Sweet, 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 sweet.
By the end of the first month, many of the indignities of boot camp have begun to feel normal.
Yeah, no, that's true. No, that's true. It's a luxury to have dignity in a real battlefield. Nobody has time for feelings and those weird stuff. I say weird because, like, well, like, imagine playing a game again, like Helldivers. Like, you have time for that? No, everyone's there to kill you. So you gotta toughen up. Can't, like, you know, yeah, all that stuff is luxury, right? Yeah. When did I go to boot camp? Oh, I didn't exactly go to boot camp. Like, I didn't go to the Marines. I was with another military. I joined in actually June of 2022. Yeah. It was like the hottest summer, and we had like no AC because it was broken. So, and people were dropping like dropping quite often. Yeah, and we had training on how to take care of them. It was kind of funny, but it was intense. Did you go to the Marines?
The drill instructors cease to be seen as terrifying monsters and start to become an unavoidable fact of life, and eventually a role model to be emulated.
Go on, go on, go on.
Because Marine culture passes slang down through generations, drill instructors speak with a bizarre mix of hyper-specific military jargon and acronyms and strangely preserved slang from many decades ago, all of which is picked up and emulated by their recruits.
Stapler. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, I have not joined the military or stuff. Oh, are you looking to join? It's actually, I can't recommend it, but how do I say this? To me, it was one of the most fulfilling experiences, and I do want to go back. But also, I can't just say that to anybody because it is, it's a life-changing thing, and you have to put you have to actually want to be there. Yeah, this really caught my attention too. I was like trying to understand like the point of the or yeah, the point of this video, and I do get it. It's very, I don't know how to say it. It's like it's very civilian mentality. I don't want to say that, but yeah, it feels like when you don't really want to be in the military, it kind of feels like that. But you got it put in there, and this is how the experience is like when for most of the videos. So like you kind of see it like it's a pretty terrible thing, but like when you actually want to go in the military, like it's fun. In my opinion, like you make really good friends, and you get a lot of good experience. It's fun. um, but I don't know. I can definitely tell you a lot more about it. But if you want to join, you definitely it's definitely up to you though. But before you join, you work out a lot more, to the point where like you kind of question yourself if it's worth doing, because that's how it's gonna be like. But it's also a lot more fun when you have more friends who do it with you.
What? Mission accomplished, aye, sir.
A loose thread sticking out of a uniform is called an IP, which stands for Irish Pennant. IPs are also said to be terrorists because they sabotage uniform inspections. A recruit who marches with an uneven, bouncing gait is told to stop diddy-bopping. A slow or weak recruit is said to be heinous. which many recruits and in fact drill instructors have misheard and will continue to mispronounce as anus for their entire career.
Oh, thanks, thanks. Yeah, I know I'm kind of strange. Oh, sorry. I like your vibe. I'm a sub. Yeah, sorry if that I'm kind of strange. I actually started this channel when before I joined the military, and I actually talked about my joining the military, and then when I came out of it, kind of became pretty much a very different person, and I kind of have my very old model, and it's I know it's gonna be a little weird. I'm a VTuber, but also working on it, changing up a lot of things. And well, everything's in the process of being worked on. And yeah, I'm very into military stuff. I really like warrior culture. And also, yeah, speaking of culture, yeah, like he talks about like slang that's been like centuries old. That is true. That is very true. Yeah, there are terms that are as old as World War II or even older in ancient times. Because like it comes from, yeah, like a lot of history, even movies. And there's a lot of cross culture in a lot of different countries too. Like the quote, "I like the way it sucks." Yeah, it comes. I don't know where it actually originates from, but that also came to where I came from too. Actually, like we like to say that. That's our favorite quote. It sucks to suck, and I like the way it sucks. I don't know. I don't know where it came from, but it came all the way here. And yeah, there's a lot of weird, funny terms. It really is just like another culture. It's like another city. Like, yeah, we have cooks and all that, and people just working regular jobs, even construction. Like it's like another society, and we have our own terms. We even have memes and stuff. It's very funny, but it also doesn't really make sense to a lot of people because yeah, it's a very different culture.
When giving direction, a drill instructor may remind recruits that it would behoove you to listen closely, which is also frequently mispronounced or typed in written orders as it would be who of you.
Makes sense. It seems like the military respects the history that came before it. Yes, yes, that's actually a very huge thing. Actually, yeah, it's like in the military, yeah, we respect everyone who came before us. It's like it's like when you go on a battlefield and then like you lose a friend. Yeah, like that's kind of how we treat it. Like we remember these small cultural things that we learned like in the battlefield and all these small details because it's kind of like memorizing your friend and in a way, so that's how these kind of cultures get built up sometimes. It's and what's called the history of the platoon and whoever you worked with, and then you pass it on to the new generation. That's how it's kind of like. It's interesting. And then it comes into, yeah, it comes into training. That's where it all comes from too.
A perfectly made bed or starched and ironed uniform can be said to be either squared away or tight. A flawlessly executed drill movement is also tight. Anything a drill instructor thinks looks cool, for example, a Punisher skull tattoo overlaid with the American flag, is also said to be tight.
Yeah, yeah. Calling things tight. That's kind of funny. I don't know where that comes from. But from what I noticed, like every military says that. Even the ones I worked with, like they said like tight in a funny way. I was like, but I call it different. Like I was like, look, I just said it looks nice. But yeah, when people make really nice beds, yeah, I do say like looks tight. Ooh, that's nice. And then a uniform that looks, yeah, tight. That it looks professional. That's kind of how it feels. Like yeah, when everything looks tight, yeah, that's kind of what we mean. Because Yeah, when it looks tight and neat, it's all tucked away. Yeah, that's it feels good.
7 weeks in, with the platoon now in Phase 2 of training, West Coast recruits will board a bus and be driven about an hour to Camp Pendleton for rifle marksmanship training.
Market data connection lost.
While at Pendleton, the squad
Market
will
data
stay in a new
connection
squad bay with new
re-established.
rack mates. At this time, I developed a plan to position myself as the scribe's rackmate for the duration of our time in Pendleton. My goal was to use close proximity to soften his attitude toward me. By making myself as helpful to him as possible, I hoped to convince him that he had been too harsh in judging me and give me a much-needed break from Firewatch. As soon as we arrived in the new squad bay, I locked onto Burke with laser focus, tracking his every movement, and managed to secure the space next to him. He was not happy about this. Over the following days, I put out maximum and conspicuous effort. As we made our beds and got dressed each morning, I carried out my part with explosive intensity, and then took any opportunity I could to help Burke with his, always careful to appear helpful and efficient rather than patronizing.
Huh, that's a good attitude.
This turned out to be quite easy because, for all his talents as a scribe, Burke turned out to be a fairly lousy recruit who had fallen under the radar only by virtue of being racked in a less visible corner of our old squad bay. My scheming was successful, and over a day or two, Burke began to warm up to me. One night, after lights out, he admitted that he had misjudged me up until this point. I smiled and told him it was no big deal, while privately seething that someone who had so callously deprived me of sleep for the last 50 days could be so nonchalant about it. I still hated him, but I held my tongue and did not stand another Firewatch for the rest of Phase 2.
Yeah, that's how it's like actually. I felt that experience. Like there's a lot of other recruits I actually did not like, and I kind of low key hated them. but professionally, like I helped them out, and I sometimes made sacrifices for them, and they actually did become better at it, and they kind of stayed. And well, they were going to leave, but they stayed, and yeah, I low key hated them sometimes, and but as a soldier and professional, sometimes you gotta help them out, and yeah, there are people who just misjudge each other. Yeah, that happens in the military a lot too. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's like all your enemies is not your friends, right? So the more friends you have, the more likely you'll survive. And it's not good to fight against each other. Yeah, it is very mature and professional. And oh, yeah, it's a mature thing to do. Yes, you're right. It is, what's it called? Not good to fight each other. Like what did JFK say this? He said when we fight each other, the enemies win. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, treat your brother kindly, brother and sister. There was actually quite a lot of females in my platoon back in the day, but we all struggled. Only one made it out there, which is crazy.
Over the next several weeks, recruits will spend most of their day out on the range, learning to shoot their rifles. By the standards of boot camp, it is a fairly laid-back time. There are obvious risks in providing 600 exhausted, depressed recruits with live ammunition. Accidental discharges are not uncommon, so to keep stress and confusion to a minimum, drill instructors are kept away from the range, and the marksmanship instructors generally treat recruits gently.
Yes, they're very dangerous.
I mostly remember the range from a quiet but persistent fear that several of the recruits walking around with me carrying loaded rifles might fit the profile of a mass shooter. One of
I think so because it would just cause issues to fight each other. Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, like so I remember like when some of us were fighting each other, it's like, oh my God, it was the most annoying thing ever for sure. It's like they we were just basically sabotaging each other's success. And they're like, oh my God, it's so annoying.
these was Recruit Meckler, a notorious terrorist from one of the other platoons, whose name and reputation had already spread to ours. Meckler was very intelligent, but also arrogant and spiteful, and it soon became very clear to me why his platoon loathed him so much.
Yeah, also this too. Yeah, like um s scared of like some people like doing a negligent discharge, that's what they call it, ND, like accidentally shooting things. That was very scary. And yeah, like there was rumors sometimes like spreading around.
Still,
And what do you say?
one of these was Recruit Meckler, a notorious terrorist from one of the other platoons. Intelligent, but also arrogant and spiteful, and it
Yeah,
soon
yeah. No, there was a lot of those guys actually. Well, not actually, not a lot of those guys. Like they often come from cadets, people with like pre-military experience. You know, they kind of act a little high and mighty sometimes, but also, you know, they're still your brother, and they do try to be the most professional. And yeah, they do have a previous experience. Sometimes they see other people as less professional, but understandable. We all come from a different place, but ended in the same one, which is graduation. Hopefully, hopefully.
became very clear to me why his platoon loathed him so much. Still, he was interesting to talk to, and although our personalities did not mesh, we seemed to develop a kind of begrudging respect for each other. At
Yeah,
one point,
yeah.
while talking about the lives we left behind and what we would do during our 10 days of boot leave upon graduating, I made some offhanded comment about how I'd probably need to take a sheet of acid to process the trauma of it all, to which Meckler responded with an unprompted lecture about the effects of LSD on the brain.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. There's those guys.
Lunchtime on the range comes in the form of a packed brown bag lunch known as a bag nasty, which contains a ham sandwich, a hard-boiled egg, a fruit, packets of ketchup and mustard, and a juice carton. Every mealtime,
Delicious.
the drill instructors would walk the recruits through the same ritual. Unwrap every item, put it into the bag, squeeze in the condiments and juice, and then mush it all up and drink it. This concoction is known as a recruit milkshake. Wherever feasible, I refused to do this and would go through the motions while concealing my unwrapped and intact sandwich to eat later. This would draw the ire of some recruits around me who viewed avoidance of an indignity as a kind of betrayal.
Um, kind of. I actually I think it's judgment, not betrayal. Not because like they're suffering more, but because like they're looking at you like, oh, why didn't you do it? You know, kind of thing. You know, it's like because I don't know. I don't know about other people, but like I actually do this exact same thing with all my MREs. Like I basically put everything in there into the packet. I open it and put everything in there, and then I swirl it around and then eat it. I was like, damn, this is the most delicious thing I've ever tasted. And you know, yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. Like yeah, you gotta try it out. The recruit mush sandwich. Delicious. Or I like to imagine. Well, I heard most people don't like MREs, but to me, MREs are the most delicious thing ever. I have to do a stream on that, man. I need to get MREs, and then I'll show you what I mean. Like I literally just mush everything together, and it's like, wow, this is tasty. And before I ate them separately, I didn't understand why it didn't taste as good. Like, am I eating this wrong? And I was like thinking, like, because my friends, I don't normally eat this stuff, like this culture food, and then they put it back together, and it's like, yes, that it actually tastes good now. And so after that experience, I put everything together, and it's like, yes, this is how you're supposed to eat it. I would react the same. It's like I thought you were in this together. Yeah, 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 exactly. Emery oatmeal cookies are gas. Yeah, yeah. It comes from all the fiber actually, and when you digest it, the fiber it's makes gas. Yeah. Oh my god. But I love the oatmeal cookies. They're really tasty. Mm, mm, how do I respond to this one? No. Yeah. No. We're in this together. Yeah. I don't know. No. I think it's okay. Like when I see other people, they can eat their MREs however they want. Like I share my MREs with my friends sometimes, and like sometimes they don't want to eat all, and it's like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll have it. Because to me, it's like really tasty, but I won't judge them too hard. It's like I get the feeling of like judging, like, huh, why did you do that? But like it's not like you're hating on them kind of thing, like. But it's like just wondering, huh? How come? Yeah, why didn't you do that? It's not so bad, kind of thing. Yeah, yeah. It's very chill.
One night, while in my rack a few minutes after lights out, I heard my name screamed out from the quarterdeck. Still in my underwear, I was taken to the senior drill instructor's office and placed at the position of attention before him. He interrogated me about what I had talked about on the range that day, and it soon became clear to me that Meckler, in a bid to curry favor with his drill instructors by proving how seriously he took military law, had reported me for my comment about taking acid. Admitting to drug use in the military means automatic separation. I was terrified, but was able to keep my bearing and stuck to a single talking point. This recruit believes that all recruits present understood it as a joke, sir. But if Recruit Meckler did not understand it as a joke, this recruit acknowledges that he did the correct thing in reporting me.
Okay, yeah, no, that's actually very serious. Yeah, that's true. I was I was actually the kind of guy who would say, you have a duty to report. That's what we called it. Yeah, we actually do have a duty to report, like everything. And sometimes, yeah, sometimes people don't might say it as a joke, and but it might actually be a real serious thing. So it's actually it can backfire both ways. Like sometimes people might be really joking about it, but sometimes people just might say it like a joke, but might actually be serious about it, you know what I mean? Like they might say something dangerous and they might hurt themselves. So it it can be really important that you do report that. So, but also in this situation, yeah, it was. I can understand it was a joke, and it was unfortunate that it was mm, taken the wrong way. But I do think he might have made the right call to maybe say that sometimes, but it really depends on the situation. Like, and actually, when I was working with Webtoon, like I was very loyal to them, and they did do quite a lot of mistakes that that should have been reported, but I didn't say too much about it because like they were my friends at this point, and I didn't want to cause them too much trouble. And well, they're in a good place now. I'm glad they graduated and are doing well. Yeah, I like that. But also they were a bit of troublemakers. Very funny, very funny, at least to me. I'm glad like a friend of mine actually in there told me, like, I asked them like, should I report this? And then they told me like, no, don't do that. I was like, yeah, okay, you're right. And so I didn't say anything. But in some situations, yeah, I might think of the call. Uh, oh, actually, this exact situation happened to me. So I I kind of passed out, and then I told him who the guy who found me is like, oh, don't report this, don't say anything. And then he reported, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah. And then I got called in, and then it was like telling me like, uh, what do you say? He said like, I was told that you passed out. And it's like, and I had to say, yeah, yeah, yes, sir, I passed out. And like he said, are you okay or anything? I was like, Yes, sir. I'm no, nothing's wrong. I just passed out for a moment, and it's like, and then yeah, I just got like, oh, it wasn't that bad. And yeah, these kind of things should be reported. Like, what if I did pass out like in a pretty bad state, and like, oh man, he should have said something, yeah, and I should have been checked on, and that's good, you know, like those situations can happen, like something serious or it might be a joke, you know. But yeah, I'm glad he checked on me. That's how I feel. It's like it wasn't bad. Like even though I told him not to say anything, I'm glad he checked on me. You know, yeah. Because in the end, he cared about me, and I like that.
My senior drill instructor stared me down for a while and then dismissed me with a stern reminder to be more careful what I said around people from now on. Before I
Oh,
left, he called me back one last time and gave me a final piece of advice. You will meet many, many recruit mechlers in the Marine Corps.
oh yes, yeah, okay. That's also true. Like when you're wearing the uniform, you do have to be careful with what you say because yeah, I mentioned before the world watches and the world will watch what you say, and it reflects on all of us. So you have to be careful what you say. And what he said is true too. There are going to be a lot of those guys. Like I am one of those guys too. You know, like I will report I'll with a duty to report, and I want other people to uh have that too. But yeah, there's I don't know. It's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. Like sometimes it can be a mistake, sometimes not. But it's also always good to know. Maybe depends on the situation, but yeah.
During rifle training, the company is split in half. In the morning, one group will shoot, while the other is marched 500 yards down range to work in the pits, where they will spend the next 5 to 6 hours raising and lowering targets, marking hits, and repairing damage in between volleys. Work in the pits is chaotic and miserable. It is hot, bullets whiz a few feet over your head continuously, and the sliding frames used to raise and lower the targets are cumbersome and get stuck often. The targets are old and in a state of near total deterioration. Telling a miss from a hit on a shredded area of target is guesswork, and generally a recruit's score will be a complete fiction. Whether he passes or fails will come down to how charitable the recruit responsible for his target was feeling on that day.
All the traits that this crew believes he learned in the pit is honesty and integrity, sir.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that is true. You have to be honest and integral. Like everyone will depend on you to be honest, for sure. And yeah, like you won't really get punished for it. Like as scary as it might seem sometimes, like you might get brought up there. Like I mentioned, you have to be honest. Like I got brought up, and then oh, did you enjoy time on the range? Um, Actually, I didn't get to do the range stuff actually. Most of my basic training, they didn't allow us to have live rounds anymore. The military changed a lot over the years. I back in the day they used to, but as time went on, there was actually a lot of those shooter guys, and they stopped giving recruits live ammunition until like later, very far later in the training. So like a second stage or third stage training, which is no longer like in basic military training, which I was in. And let me say, I think. And yeah. So like, there's just too many people being dangerous. So like, I didn't, and so like they stopped giving people ammo, and I didn't shoot. Yeah, but I did fire weapons before I what's it called joined the military. Like I went to DC with my friend in Virginia, and then went to the shooting range, which at what was that place called? I forgot something. SEG. I forgot that place. Like yeah, and we got to fire like MP5s, the Beretta, and some other rifles, even the AR-15. I don't know exactly which model though, but wow, that was the first time I shot, and it was so loud. Wow, it's crazy. Like the most accurate description I could say was violent. Like wow, this gun is violent. But we did shoot inside too, so it was very loud and all the sound bounced back on us. And yeah, it's like wow, you feel it. It's a crazy experience. Like the first bullet I shot, wow, it's a crazy experience. And when you actually get to rifle rounds too, it's like oh my god, it is so loud. Wow, like I doubled up on earbuds and earmuffs, and then like still it still sounds clear. Like that's how loud it was, and we had to yell at each other to even hear each other. And I did pretty well. I did pretty well. Even though the target was about how many how many feet away? It was like 10, 20 feet, I think. Ear protection? Yeah, yeah. We had ear protection. So like I had earplugs and earmuffs. And yeah, also eye protection because yeah, some things can happen. And we had basic safety training really quickly. So like the gun's always forward, down on the range, and not loaded, and all that stuff, and checking the chamber and all that. And then yeah, I brought that experience to the military, but we didn't really get to use weapons. We did get to hold them, like hold rifles, and we ran with them. They were very heavy, and well, it was nice in a way, but it also becomes such a burden because like once you get used to it, like you have to make sure it doesn't rust and break and stuff. Oh yeah, but also back to integrity and honesty. Yeah, that's very important in the military. It's it's important that we say the truth because like if we're in the battlefield and we say something like inaccurate, then well, yeah, that could be our doom. And we won't be punished for it. Like we see it like it's a problem that it comes out and then we have to address it. So that's how we see it. It's not like trying to find out who did what and punish them. No. It's a job where we have to, you know, be honest about what we're dealing with. Yeah. I feel like people misunderstand that quite a lot. Especially in the civilian world for sure. Yeah, like oh my God. Like when I was in training, everyone was honest and straightforward. Like they say yes, no, and then plain, yeah, that's it. And I'll be like, okay, good. And then when I came back home, everyone had to make excuses for everything. It's so annoying. And oh my God, I had to go through so many loops just to get an honest answer from someone. It's oh, it's such a headache. I really miss the military for that. Like simple, just say yes, no. Man, I don't care if you like you feel bad about this or feel good about this. I'll deal with the problem. I don't care, bro. I don't care if like you're smart or dumb, bro. Let me just tell me what I need to deal with, and I'll deal with it. That's simple. You know what I mean? You know that's how I feel. Oh my gosh, man, I'm not trying to hit on you or say anything bad, bro. I just want to know. That's it.
One of the better jobs a recruit can have while in the pits is pasty duty. Whenever a target is hit, recruits patch the bullet holes using small stickers known as pasties. They come in two colors, matching the white and black regions of the target. Recruits working the targets will shout out for whichever color they're running low on, and the recruits on pasty duty sprint down the line to hand them out. By this point in training, recruits with a knack for mischief will have discovered one of the rare pleasures of boot camp. You can often amuse yourself by behaving extremely stupidly, and everyone will assume that someone is forcing you to do it. My partner and I on pasty duty conspired to split our inventory so that I carried only the white pasties and he carried only the black ones. Then, starting from opposite ends of the long line of targets, we began marching up and down the rows, stopping at each target individually to snap 90 degrees to face the pit crew, screaming, "White pasty recruit" or "Black pasty recruit" reporting for duty at the top of our lungs. Recruits who called for us because they actually needed pasties in that moment were ignored and forced to wait their turn as their targets were shot to tatters.
Oh my god. But yeah, it's nice to have some fun.
Every
did
time we
something
passed
silly
each
too.
other in the middle of the line, we acknowledged one another with a ceremony of our own invention. Snapping to attention, I would scream, "Good afternoon, black pasty recruit." "Good afternoon, white pasty recruit," he would reply.
Yes, exactly. A lot of fun stuff.
Eventually, a
Oh.
range coach pulled us aside and marched us over to the nearest drill instructor. "Show him what you were just doing," he said. We sheepishly pantomimed it for them. The drill instructor watched, dumbfounded. "Who the fuck told you to do that?"
Exactly.
One after the other, we replied, "This recruit was instructed but does not remember, sir." Not wanting to overrule the punishment of another drill instructor, he shrugged and told us to carry on.
Yeah. You can get away with some of the shit. It's very funny. But also him mentioning like some of the stuff that has been there for like ever and being used until they're all worn down. No, yeah, that's true. That happens. Like if it works, we're not gonna change anything. And until it breaks. And then yeah, there we change it. And yeah, when I was there was a lot of stuff breaking. And some of the stuff were like centuries old. Like not even kidding. Like oh my god. Well, maybe not centuries actually, but like decades old. Like oh my god, you see this from all the way. Not even kidding. Like the Cold War or even older. Like wow, what the heck? This is crazy to see. You know, like using this thing. What the heck?
On the night before we left Camp Pendleton, we lay in our racks at the position of attention, waiting for our knowledge hat to give the order to tuck in for the night as he paced up and down the rows delivering a motivational speech in the dark. He told us that upon our return to San Diego, we'd be Phase 3 recruits well on our way to being Marines, and that in the next morning we would clean the squad base spotless before leaving. A Marine, he said, always leaves things in better condition than when he found it. From my bed, I called out into the dark, "Accept Iraq, sir." At this time, the country was still in the middle of a bloody civil war following the withdrawal of US forces. Everything went completely still. I remember laying there realizing I had fucked up badly and just cost the entire platoon a night of sleep. After what felt like an eternity, the drill instructor scoffed. "Yeah," he reminisced. "We fucked them up real good."
Lol, it would be considered vintage and sold in shop of the stuff we had. Yeah, the what's it called? What do they call it again? Something. I forgot what it was called. Yeah, I need to look it up real quick. Vintage. No. Oh no, it's called surplus. Yeah, that's what people called it. And man, it's so weird when people buy surplus. Actually, in my opinion, because like, yeah, I used to go to a lot of surplus shops, and then I looked at them like, I'm gonna buy something someone wore in training or in the military. Like, what the heck? This is weird experience. And then when I after like training, when I came back to civilian life, and then saw like, what the heck? I wore this. It was like, what? It's so funny to see. It's like, what the heck? Man, and seeing like actual people just wearing this outside of like being government issued, I was like, what the heck? So you actually like wearing this? I actually hated my government issued items. Like, oh my god, they were like they say of the lowest bidder, and they would buy things at the cheapest price in the most best condition. for battle. They would not give us nice things. I was issued like basically cotton items, and they were terrible. They were like heavy and hard to clean, and like sweats stuck on it for a long time. So like if you got wet, you were soaked. Compared to like modern or like my tactical gear that I have like today, it's like made of polyester and other materials, and it's designed much better. Like it's nicer to move in, it has nice padding, and it dries quickly. Yeah. But yeah, like the actual government issue things, I don't understand why people buy them. It's like this is so uncomfortable. It's terrible. My god, oh my god. But I guess it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to have, and it's fun to see. Yeah, it's like, but yeah, it's weird to me. It's weird to see. But also, it's also nice. Nice in a way. Yeah, it is that vintage feeling for sure. It's like collecting history. It actually is really like collecting history. Like to me, it's like collecting memories in training. I actually have my own sweater from the military. It has all my platoon's name on it. I'm really happy about that. But to get my surplus stuff, it's strange. Just like to me, I'm thinking like, why get that? We can just get nicer military stuff in like 511 and Condor and other brands that makes not government issue items that are from the lowest bidder. They're made to be cheap and replaceable, not comfortable. Yeah. Oh yeah, and what he was saying earlier.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, leaving things cleaner than we left before. Yeah, that we did that. I remember when I entered, it was like everything was all nice and clean and the bed was up. And then on my last day of being there, like I had to do the exact same thing. It was like, wow, the next guy is gonna see this. I was here. It's funny. It's like weird. Weird experience too. It's like you get to the cycle repeats after me as a new recruit. Someone just like me at the start. Yeah. But also, yeah, he touched a bit on war. Like, yeah, leave everything nice and clean except Iraq. Yeah, that's true. War is hell. And that's why I tell you, so like, you should only join if you really want to join. Because, yeah, after training is easy. But war is the real stuff. It's tough. And training is preparing for war. Oh, yes. Okay. And now my favorite part, core values. I love that stuff.
At some point during training, the platoon will be gathered up for a time-honored tradition that every Marine I have ever met has experienced some variation of. The particular details always vary, but it involves an announcement of a major terrorist attack and subsequent declaration of war on ISIS, Iran, North Korea, or whichever geopolitical adversary happens to occupy the current news cycle. The recruits are told that the president has declared a national emergency. Those who enlisted as reservists are being switched to active duty, and everyone will be reassigned a combat role. Training will be accelerated, and upon graduation, the platoon will be deployed to the front lines. It is at this point that the recruits are told that anyone who does not feel ready for this can privately tell their senior drill instructor and will be processed out with an honorable discharge and full benefits. All of this, of course, is a lie. And any recruit who expects in good faith that the institution hold the terms of the enlistment contract it signed with him will be exposed to the platoon and shamed mercilessly as a coward who lacks the Marine Corps' 3 core values of honor, courage, and commitment. While nobody in my platoon fell for this, I've always found it noteworthy that any recruits shamed in this way are the ones with the courage to ask the institution to honor its own commitment. In addition to various...
Yeah, there's a little bit about that. yeah, it's a little bit how to explain because yeah, when you become government property and actually join in the military, uh, they spend millions or hundreds of thousands of dollars for you to get there. Like even before you walk in there, they prepare like your tickets, your food, the your equipment, every single staff member down the line for you to be ready at the start. You know, like they spend millions of dollars, so like they definitely don't want you to leave. Um, that's a lot of tax dollars like spent just to get you there. And on top of that, the benefits you get too, like housing and all that. Yeah, they definitely don't want you to leave. And it's very expensive to do that. And the amount of time and stress that everybody went through just to get you all trained and ready, like just to leave. And yeah, that's 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 it's not really great to be honest. So that's why you have to like decide if you should join before or not after you join. Like you have to have the resolve for sure. And yes, the thing about cowardice, yeah, that is so true, so real. I don't really like that myself either. It's a lot of those values, if they're not held in the real world, it's gonna be well, it actually jeopardize the mission. Like what do we have? What was that thing that we say in one of our values? It says accepting unlimited liability, which means to have the resolve to accept the possibility to kill someone or to uh not make it out. And to while we're doing our mission. And the meaning to accept that is to go to every single length you can possible to accomplish your mission. Because if you give half-hearted effort to your mission, you only get a half-hearted result. So that's why it's so important to give it your all. And like if you're like afraid of that in the moment, yeah, it's gonna be it could have consequences, like really bad ones. And yeah.
Physical fitness and marksmanship evaluations, recruits are also required to pass a written knowledge exam as a requirement to graduate. Every answer comes from the book that recruits have been memorizing for months, but drill instructors will also typically procure a copy of the answer sheet in advance and hand them out to the platoon along with the test, teaching them another common refrain in the Marine Corps: if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. You have to do the best, absolute best as you possibly can. But, well, actually, the thing about cheating, well, you can't really cheat or lie in the military. Uh, in a way, if you know what I mean. Because, like, cheaters don't exactly, win battles. Creativity does. So you have to, just do your best. Not like find shortcuts, is what I'm trying to say.
The final weeks of training go by quickly. They are just as chaotic and miserable as the rest, but there are few surprises by this point. Training culminates in a 3-day event known as the Crucible, where recruits hike for 45 miles under a full load of gear with little food or sleep. Along the way, they are stopped frequently for hazing sessions, which come in the form of teamwork challenges and other ordeals. The Crucible is generally depicted as the defining trial of recruit training, and the thing that recruits fear most. I don't really have much to say about it. It sucks, but time goes by quickly. After a final hike to the top of the mountain, recruits are given the title of Marine in a small ceremony.
Congratulations.
Drill instructors award them their Eagle Globe and Anchor, shake their hand, and address them as Marine for the first time. This is an emotional moment for all recruits. Most of us teared up a bit.
I would too.
A row ahead of me, I watched our knowledge hat drop Recruit Green's EGA in the dirt, while muttering that he hopes he gets blown up by an IED.
A joker to the end.
A few days later, the company graduates in a ceremony attended by their families. One recruit fainted from heat exhaustion, smashing his jaw on the concrete as he went down. The formation held until the ceremony concluded, as the crowd screamed for someone to help.
It was definitely very interesting. It's very different. Interesting. Wow. Wow. That was that was something. That was something. I don't know if you watched this. The creator of the video. What was your name? Lost Things Found. Oh, maybe you'll watch this. Seeing them cry made me so emotional. It's been nice watching this with you. Have a great night. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, that's definitely the experience. Like after everything you went through and then finally being called what you were made to fight everything, yeah, that you're made to go through. Yeah. It's like it feels really nice. And yeah, have a good night. I also need to sleep too. But yeah, there's so many things I want to say about. Yeah, the last few days that do blur, and then yeah, you just get used to everything. Like it no longer becomes novel. It's your life now, right? Kind of thing. And yeah, and when he fell and no one did anything, yeah, we have to stay in formation for sure. Yeah, I know. Like it seems like cruel, but in the real world, it's like we have to stay professional, but also we will actually help someone. And kind of like the point of that is back to real life too. Like you can't always pay attention to your friend when you're in danger. You have to deal with the danger in front of you and not be distracted. I know it's cruel, and that's how it's like. You know what I mean? Like when you're under heavy fire and your friend is hurt, he has to be able to take care of himself. And what I think he should have done, if he could, is to get back up if he could. But I understand like heat exhaustion. Yeah, it's definitely it's intense. Like I had similar situations and known people who passed out during training from heat exhaustion. And we prepared for that. Yeah, yeah. Man, I remember when I first got my badge, but it also got taken away because we messed up somewhere somehow. I don't remember how, but oh man, I remember. It's a little embarrassing to say, but I remember I cried in that moment too. It was like, wow, everything I went through uh, to get my badge, and then it got taken away just because someone fucked up. I was like, oh man, what the fuck? That feels so terrible. But oh gosh, yeah, it's very emotional for sure. Oh my gosh. Like even now, I think back to it very fondly, despite how horrible it was, the whole experience. Like I remember saying with my friend, like we were walking down the stairs, like if I fell down the stairs right now, I wouldn't have to do this, because that's how bad it was to us in the moment. But the experience, I think back to it. I think about my friends. I think about the room that we shared, and we cleaned up, and how I had to take out like medicine for my friends. And then seeing my friend also just laying in the bed, injured with an injured knee, and check up on him, and also wearing that fire hat to check up on everyone else in the platoon, making sure they're all okay. You know, like oh my gosh, it was a nice experience. It was a nice memory, but terrible experience. Yeah, I even remember when I had to be on a wheelchair twice, and I couldn't go on leave because I was injured. Like I wish I could have gone out with my friends, but I had to stay stuck. But there were moments, there were days I did get to go out though. Yeah, it was nice. And we all fell asleep in the car except for me. I stayed awake and to make sure we're safe. Oh, and then I also remember we all had to hand our cards to the door guy. Wow, it was fun. All of it is fun. I'll talk about my experience one day, and when I'll draw it all out. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, great video, my guy. He definitely talked about yeah the experience, but and yeah, actually a lot of my friends who went to the military also say this exact experience, except though they had the same view too, but I have a I kind of have a different view. It was I saw it as all as necessary and part of it, but also yeah, the war stuff is it's horrible for sure, and you have to decide if it's worth it for you. Uh, it's not like you should. It's not like a job, but yeah, it is kind of a job, but it's more than that sometimes, or less. Depends how you see it. Yeah, I'll talk about that more in the future. I definitely think it's worth it though. At least for a moment, not always. Like you learn to be professional and become stronger. To me, I learned a lot. Like I became stronger and learned a lot from my friends and stuff. Yeah. Oh man. Oh man. It's such great memories. Anyway, it is getting very late for me, so I will pass out now. All right, thank you for coming and see you next time. And thank you, Milltown 41420, subscribing. My very first subscriber. Or one of my first subscribers. Yeah, thank you. I'll try to make more content.